With the most in-depth high school football coverage in Green Country, Fox 23 presents High School Football Tonight.
High school football playoffs are officially here. What you've done to this point no longer matters, and the only thing that does is what you do next. High school football playoffs are officially here. What you've done to this point no longer matters, and all that does is what you do next. 4 wins is all it takes to raise the gold ball. The march to a state title begins now. So get comfortable, because this year's season finale of High School Football Tonight starts now.
You're watching High School Football Tonight on Fox 23.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the season finale of High School Football Tonight. We have officially made it to the playoffs. I'm Spencer Till. She's Kaylee Carnan, and I got to say, what a wild ride it's been to this point, but now it's all about postseason.
Yeah, that's exactly right. This is what it's all about. All the hard work paid off for a bunch of our teams, but now what you did in the regular season doesn't even matter. Now it's win or go home, and if you can win enough games, you have a chance at raising that gold ball.
Just 4 wins gets you there. Now, we had 53 teams in action tonight all over the place, including a few big games. And like I mentioned, all it takes right now is 4 wins to raise that gold ball. That included a huge game going on tonight for Union. The Redhawks are squaring off in the 6A1 bracket. They're our only team right now playing tonight because Bixby, Owasso, Jinx, and Broken Arrow all earned byes. That meant Union was the only show in town trying to join them in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, but that's not going to be easy as they were taking on a very tough Norman squad. It's our Fox 23 game of the week. We got Paige Orr covering it for us tonight, and she joins us now live. And Paige, what a first-round matchup for playoffs.
That's right, guys. Talking about gold balls and lifting them up, Union is no stranger to that. This is the 36th consecutive year that they've made the playoffs. That being said, they are coming in with their lowest record since 1989. And you mentioned it, Norman, a hard team to go up against. Both teams trying to fight to keep their seasons alive, and a hard-fought battle it was. Take a look at this first half. Round 1 of the 6A1 playoffs, Norman Tigers visiting the Union Redhawks. Union strikes first, handoff to Tay Perry. He bounces it out to the outside, reaches in for the touchdown. 6:46 left in the first quarter, 7-0 Union. Norman strikes back, try to keep up with this one. I couldn't. They faked me out. It's Noel Holzer's 18-yard touchdown run ties it up at 7. 1:55 left in the first quarter. Union 4th and 7. They go for it. Dylan Taylor drops back into the pocket, launches this one 32 yards all the way to Jordan Avington. He's pumped up about it. Gives Union a 14-7 lead, 11:07 left in the second quarter. Norman not going away that easy. Hand off to Anthony Johnson, an absolute unit. He goes 13 yards into the end zone, tying it up at 14, 3:02 left in the second quarter. Wildcat formation, the Redhawks direct snap to Stone Turner. He runs out of the backfield like he was shot out of a cannon all the way into the end zone. 21-14 Union, 36 seconds left in the second quarter. At the half. Final score, Union 49, Norman 42. Guys, this one came down to the very last play. Talk about down to the wire. Both of these offenses came out explosive in the second half, but no one more explosive than Stone Turner for Union. Listen to these stats. 14 catches, 224 yards, and 3 touchdowns overall. It was quite a performance for him. Him and his Redhawks are going to take on the Bixby Spartans next week in the second round. Live and Union, Paige Orr, Fox 23 Sports.
Thank you, Paige. And so that is what the 6A1 quarterfinals are now going to look like. Jinx taking on Edmond Memorial, Owasso against UConn, Bixby and Union, and Mustang squaring off against Broken Arrow. So we're really looking forward to that. Over in 6A2, we had a couple of our teams playing tonight as well, getting their playoff action started. Now that included Muskogee. They had a home game squaring off against Northwest Classen. And I tell you what, the Ruffers were having all kinds of fun in this one. First quarter, the handoff is going to go to Keanu James, and watch what he does with it. Breaks a few tackles, shows off the speed, beats everybody to the pylon. Muskogee out in front. Very next possession this time, Kaysen Delgado gives it over to Marquise Chaplin. And he's just going to go ahead and run by everyone, gets to the outside, and goes on in for another score. Now, the route was on, but it was far from finished. Next drive, Muskogee showing that they can throw the ball as well. Delgado finds Jamie Beasley, reverses field, and then just runs over a guy. Muskogee moving on, 62-17.
Rolling. Okay, Bartlesville took their show on the road as they were headed a first-round matchup against 5th-ranked Piedmont. Bartlesville down 12 to start the half, but Sutton Williams slips in the third position and he finishes through the finals. He is in for 6.
Right back at it, and on the 4th and goal, it's a pass this time as Michael Kent connects with the wideout Williams, and he's going to go ahead and walk on in for the score. Bruins just clawing at that lead, but Piedmont came out of halftime. They had a different kind of energy in the second half. They were going to run away with this one, 28-53, the final score in that one. And that is going to mean these are your quarterfinal matchups right here. We got Piedmont taking on Sand Springs, Muskogee squaring off against Putnam City, Choctaw and Sapulpa. That'll be a great one. And Southmore squaring off against Stillwater, rather. Well, moving right along over to 5A, and man, did we have a awesome first-round matchup going on over in OKC tonight. Booker T started the year a little bit slow, but they've been red hot lately, and they were looking for a little revenge tonight, taking on Del City. That what got them all the way back in week 1. Now, we got Ian Nickel making the long trip out west to cover the game for us tonight. He joins us now live, and Ian, I got to say, you got to see a pretty awesome matchup, but this is a very different Hornets team that played Del City back in week 1.
Definitely. In week 2, this game was a 38-7 beatdown in favor of Del City, and tonight just went a little bit different.
Playoff time in Oklahoma. It's an east-west matchup as Booker T travels to the 405 to take on the Del City Eagles. 4th and goal for the Eagles. Sincere Overton looking for anybody, and the pass is deflected by number 5. Devion Durham to keep this game at 0-0. In the second, 3rd down. Overton. In or no, it is not. It is caught by number 5, Caleb Blackwolf. Later in the game, a fake punt. Ricklon Holmes trying to get there and is stuffed like pizza crust before he gets to the first down marker. And like the nameplate says, you shall not pass. Booker T tries their own fake punt in Del City territory, and it is not successful. Del City takes advantage, and it's 14-0 at the half.
And this game flipped on its head in the second half. Back and forth and back and forth. We had to go to overtime for this game, and Del City ended up getting the game-winning catch right behind me in a 34-31 victory. Del City moves on to the second round. They will take on Lawton Mac, and behind me, Booker T. There's still some people over there. It is, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat just on the tail of the two sidelines. Thriller of a game. Couldn't have ended the season better for us here at Fox 23. Back to you guys at the desk.
An absolute heartbreaker right there for Booker T. That is tough. Thank you very much, Ian. Well, staying right there in the 5A, it has been a historic season for Pryor. They capped off their first undefeated regular season in school history, and now they were trying to move to 11-0 tonight, taking on Bishop Kelly. And this was also an absolutely wild one. Let's pick things up in the first. Tigers coming out swinging. They had it down to the 5 before the handoff goes to Carson Hughes. He's able to power his way in. Trust me, the lights do work there. They just flip them on and off a little bit. 16-0. But back come the Comets. Late in the second, they're down to 17. The handoff goes to Gavin Nichols. Somehow he stays on his feet, breaks a bunch of tackles. He's in. To the second half we go. BK down 10, but not for long. RJ Woody off the right side. He goes on in, and it is a 3-point game going to the fourth quarter. But Pryor able to close this thing out. Braden Ward keeps that one himself, and then a few minutes later, he does it one more time. And how about Pryor? They are moving on to the next round. They avoid a scare, 46-36 the final.
Just a great first-round matchup here as Coweta was taking on Claremore tonight. And the Tigers wasted no time on the opening drive. Legend Ellis drops a strike to Cooper McNack. He claws his way to the end zone, and Tigers light up the scoreboard first. But the Zebras showing their stripes. Cecil Garrett hops, skips, and jumps his way to the end zone to knot it all up on Claremore's opening drive. After a blocked punt, turn, scoop, and score, the Tigers were down 7, but Legend Ellis continues to make legendary plays. From the logo, fakes the handoff, tucks it, and takes off. Dragged down at the 1, but next play, Tigers punch it in, and we're tied again. This one just back and forth, back and forth. Jaden Franco lets one fly, airing it out to Graham Williams. Hits him with a little stare down at the end, and this one was wild. Claremore takes it 28-26, the final.
This one was pretty good as well. McAllister has won 6 straight to finish second in the district, and the reward was a first-round matchup against 5th-ranked Collinsville. In OT from Collinsville's, it's Daniel. Runs that one in for the score, made it 21-14. Parker then finds Denver's Durant to knot things up, so we go to a double OT. Clark then goes to the left side. He's able to get in for the score. Back and forth we go. Collinsville, Daniels dives on in for the score, but they go for 2 and the win. It was no good, as you see a wild finish on down there as McAllister is going to hold on for the win.
All right, it's time for our first commercial break, but coming up next, we're going to head all the way up to Grove and see how the Ridge Runners did tonight against Sallisaw. Keep it right here.
You're watching high school football tonight on Fox 23.
Welcome back. Well, it has been another great season right now for Grove. They finished the regular season 9-1, earned a first-round home playoff game tonight.
Yeah, up next for the Ridge Runners is a matchup against a Sallisaw team that's actually been sort of struggling lately, dropping 2 of their last 3. Jade Morrow is covering the game for us tonight, and Jade, history hasn't exactly been on Grove's side in this matchup.
That's right, Kaylee. Like you said, Grove has gone into this season and also finished the season, their regular season, that is, 9-1. And most of their scores, if you look, 40 or over. To 0, if not that 7, but against Sallisaw, things were just a tad bit different. It is week 11, the final week of high school football, and tonight is playoff season for Class 4A Sallisaw Black Diamonds and the Grove Red Ridge Runners. Let's kick things off in the first quarter. Ridge runner Kobe Watson with a fake pass, and from the 20-yard line, he finds number 85, Isaac Sheffield, in the end zone to put a touchdown on the board, and the crowd is loving it. In the second quarter, Sallisaw has possession this time. Case Adams looking for his man. Number 5, Blake Lamb, makes the reach all the way from the top and catches it at 55 yards, trying to make it to the house, but is tackled at 45 yards. Still in the second, Grove has the ball now with 5:55 left. Number 5 making a 2-yard touchdown look so easy and gives the Ridge Runners a 14-0 lead. 1:11 left before halftime. Kobe Watson launches one to number 7, Brady Rutherford, for the 3rd touchdown, and the kick is good for the Ridge Runners to go into half with a 21-0 lead. Now, Grove continued to battle throughout this game against Sallisaw and took the game home with a final score of 35-14. Now that Grove has won the first round of playoffs, they'll be scheduled to play the Tuttle Tigers in the quarterfinals next Friday, and that will be a game that I think everyone will be looking forward to because Tuttle is right now 11-0, and they just won their game against Clinton 51-6. So that's going to be something that's going to be really, really exciting. But for now, I'm live here in Grove. I'll send it back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Jade. Like you said, we're going to see some great quarterfinal matchups now over there in the 4A. We got Grove versus Tuttle, Broken Bow against Weatherford, Cushing taking on Ardmore, and Elgin squaring off against Ada. So we just have one of our local teams left. All right, moving right along. We had 7 teams making the playoffs this year in 3A, and we had a couple of them facing off against each other tonight. That included top-ranked Lincoln Christian squaring off against Jay. Now, this is the Battle of the Bulldogs, so I'm going to have to keep calling them Lincoln Christian. Their win streak up to 38 straight games, and they would go ahead and try and keep it going tonight. First play of the game for the home team. Carter Ricky taking a shot deep, finds Hudson Ferris. He makes the catch down at the 1, but didn't really matter that much because the very next play of the handoff is to Braden Baker. Powers it in. Lincoln Christian up 7-0 in a hurry. After the defense forced a 3 and out, they were right back at it. This time, they're going to go ahead and hand it off. Baker up the sideline right there, and, well, he rolls on in, beating everybody to the pylon. 14-0. And you can just add a couple of minutes, and then Lincoln Christian lighten up the scoreboard again. Ricky, this time, play action, finds Logan Kelly. And what a win by Lincoln Christian as they are moving on 56-0 your final.
Inola was back in the playoffs for the first time in 5 years and looking for their first playoff win since 1994, taking on Chakota. Chakota, though, starting off strong, up 4 in the second. And then watch what the Wildcats do. Cole Rowland connects with Jaden Lake, and look at him go. Right up the seam for 90 yards, down at the 1. Very next play, though, Chakota punches it in, and they're up 11. Just 22 seconds left until halftime. Longhorns down 4, but not for long. Jace Kent comes away with the INT, and no one is catching Kent. He takes it 85 yards coast to coast for the go-ahead pick 6. That gives Inola all the juice they need going into half, and they win 38-20.
All right, well, how about Cassia Hall? The 5th-ranked Cassia Hall Commandos squaring off against Idabel tonight for the second time in the past 50 years. And, well, they were going ahead and making some plays early on the play action to take a shot to the end zone. That is good for a touchdown strike as Cassia would grab the early lead. Back comes Idabel. They're trying to make something happen. They go play action. They take a shot deep, but the defense says, thank you very much. We are headed the other way. Cassia has been playing really solid defense all season long. That's part of the reason why you end up getting a home playoff game like they got. And by the way, their offense, well, it was looking pretty good tonight as well. They just kept on rolling back down to the goal line. The handoff this time off the left side. In for the score. Cassia Hall is moving on. 42-7 the final.
Moving on to 2A1, second-ranked Metro Christian looking to keep their undefeated season going as they take on Hugo. Patriots on the move here in the first. Kincaid Ing finds Carter Flam. That's good enough to move the chains for the first down. Just a couple plays later, and they find the end zone. Ing setting up the screen beautifully for Finley Copeland, who walks it in. Metro rolls to the win, 42-8.
Well, let's head on over to Sequoia Tahlequah, looking for a bounce-back win after dropping their first game of the year. They were taking on Bethel tonight. Pick things up in the second quarter. Bethel trying to make some magic. But Lawson Morgan's going to crash that party. Morgan making the interception. He takes it the other way. Keeps on rumbling, bumbling, stumbling downfield, but eventually not quite enough speed, but still flips the field right there. They're going to score shortly after that. Hudson Hendricks this time off the left side. Goes on in. Indians roll tonight, 57-6 the final. There was one other game on the other side of the bracket. We had a top 10 matchup as 4th-ranked Cassia Hall was taking on 10th-ranked Berry Hill. This was another great game. Now, this is late in the second quarter. Hall was actually down 14-0 before they're able to run that one in off the right side. They added another touchdown late. That would go ahead and tie things up. But the defense for Berry Hill was clutch. They get the stop right there as it was going to opportunity for Holland Hall to try and get points late in the half, and the offense kept coming for the Indians as they're going to take a shot deep. A great first down pickup. They would eventually go to overtime, but it was going to be a classic battle that ended up seeing a finish with Cassia Hall coming up just short, it looks like, 27-26.
What a crazy one. All right, it's time for our final commercial break, but coming up next, it's time for the big finish. Our top plays of the night are coming up.
I've got Barry Lewis of the Tulsa World here with me, ready to break down all of Green Country's biggest games. Stick around.
You're watching high school football tonight on Fox 23.
Welcome back. Well, it is almost time for our top plays tonight, but we got one last thing we got to do first.
Yeah, we got to break down a few of the ball games tonight, and you know what that means. It's time to talk with our good friend Barry Lewis of the Tulsa World.
That's right. He's standing by with Paige over at Union. And guys, you got to see a wild game over there tonight.
Yeah, guys, this really was a wild one. We were just talking about down to the wire. And so what does it mean, Barry, for Union to bounce back after having a rough start to the season and get this win tonight?
I think it's really important for Union moving forward to end the season on a positive note, and because they had their worst regular season record since 1989. So to get a playoff win at home, I think was really important to give the program some momentum going into the offseason, because face it, it doesn't look likely they're going to win next week, but they at least extend their streak of reaching the state quarterfinals to 19 years. And that's something.
Yes, definitely. And so let's talk about someone who's not going to reach that point. Booker T. They take a heartbreaker tonight. What's that look like for them?
It was a heartbreaker because Del City had dominated them earlier in the season, Booker T showed a lot of character, battling back with 2 touchdowns in the last 4 minutes. Hopefully they can take something positive out of this going into their offseason.
Yeah, an overtime loss there for Booker T, I believe. Now let's talk about Claremore. They pull off the win tonight. Do you think they have a chance to make a run?
Absolutely. 5A is the deepest classification in the state. Claremore wasn't even in my top 10, but this wasn't a surprise. It's very rare for 4th place teams to beat first district champions in playoff openers, but this wasn't a surprise. I thought this was a toss-up game going into it, and it was pretty evenly matched as it turned out.
Yeah, a lot of great games across Green Country tonight and many more on the way, I am sure. Barry, thank you for meeting with us every week. And for the last time for Fox 23 High School Football, I'm Paige, your Fox 23 Sports.
Thank you, guys. All right, it is time for our big finish, our top plays of the night. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so tonight we're going to go back to Inola. Check out this. Just seconds left on the clock before halftime. Jace Kent, looking like Clark Kent Superman out there, picks this one off, takes it 85 yards all the way to the house, and the Longhorns win their first playoff win in over 30 years.
That is historic. All right, that is all the time we got for you tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in to our season finale. Have a great weekend, everybody.